Oh boy, y'all thought the liberals and leftists went crazy when Roe v. Wade was overturned? Imagine if Obergefell gets overturned. Now, Obergefell was the case, I'm not even sure if I'm saying that name correctly, but Obergefell was the case that in 2015 basically legalized gay marriage across the country. Now, I'm sure we all remember that there were a couple of county clerks and city clerks that kind of held their ground after the fact. The more famous one was the lady in Alabama that refused to give out marriage licenses to gay couples in Alabama for several weeks after, basically saying that the Supreme Court didn't have the right to do it, all this stuff. And the Supreme Court now has an opportunity to say that she was right. Well, not her, but the Kentucky clerk. Now, Kim Davis was a county clerk who did the same thing. She refused to give out marriage licenses to same-sex couples. And she was actually sued for this by one of these couples and lost. Now, she and her attorney have filed a petition with the Supreme Court to overturn Obergefell. Now, there's a lot of stuff left to be done. The Supreme Court still has to decide whether or not they'll hear it. We probably won't get an answer for that for another, probably 3, maybe even 4 months. If they do decide to hear this case, then oral arguments will occur in spring with a decision most likely near the end of June. They tend to like to drop their large decisions in June. Now, there's a lot to unpack here, because what you'll see from the left when this comes up is they're trying to remove gay people. They're trying to do all this, trying to destroy gay people. This is terrible. Yeah. No. There are so many things the federal government has mandated that shouldn't be mandated by the federal government. This is one of them. The Supreme Court overstepped in Obergefell. And the current Supreme Court knows that. In fact, if you go back to their decision in Dobbs, which was the case that overturned Roe v. Wade, you see that both Thomas and Alito both talk about how much they overstepped in Roe v. Wade, and they connect it to the overstep in Obergefell. And they talk about how maybe it's time to revisit Obergefell. Now, you're going to hear a lot of people complain and say that this is going to remove the right for gay people to get married. And that's not true. It's absolutely categorically false. What it's going to do is create a new stream of commerce among the states. You're going to see probably, there are 50 states. You're probably going to see 25 states immediately pass a law that says gay marriage is legal. You're going to see 10 states say gay marriage is not legal in our state. But that doesn't mean gay people can't be married in those states. What it means is those gay people, South Carolina is probably going to be one of the states. South Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, maybe Georgia, Atlanta, who knows? Georgia might be one of them. North Carolina likely won't be. Maybe Kentucky, maybe Tennessee, maybe. But you're going to see a couple of states say no. And what's going to happen is the states that say yes, they're going to get those people to come and get married in their state, spend money in their state. And then the states that don't allow for it will still be required under the full faith and credit clause of the United States Constitution to recognize the marriages in other states. They still have to give the tax benefits, all that stuff. The whole reason that the case got through the Supreme Court, got up to the Supreme Court, was because of the effects it has on tax revenue and all that kind of stuff. If it had just been a religious thing, if it had just been a marriage thing, then the Supreme Court likely wouldn't have held it, likely would not have heard the case. But expect a lot of craziness and expect a lot of people making claims that just aren't true. If you've made it this far, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and please comment below what your thoughts are on this. Like I always say, I read all the comments. I'm always interested in what people have to say. I'm curious what you have to say. Thank you very much.